What's up, everyone? This is BigPowner. I am here today to help you solve an issue that I am sure everyone is having. If you are like me, you were playing in the beginning and you got way too many of one type of, what do we call these? Metamorphosis tidbits. So you got a whole stash tab of brains. You got half a stash tab of hearts and like a third a stash tab of lungs, and then you got like 13 livers and you got like 5 eyeballs. This sucks because this is basically stored up currency, but we can't really cash in on it because we've got this huge out of whack mix mash of components, and we cannot use all of our brains and we cannot use all of our hearts because we got way too many of them and we ain't got enough of the other ones. How can we fix this? Well, I'm about to tell you. So, this is going to require certain maps. City Square is one of the best ones. And why is City Square one of the best ones? Because it has a lot of bosses. And what do bosses do? They drop us a lot of they drop us a lot of these unique pieces. Um, I'll just so we got eyeballs right here. That was one of my selections. What do I have the least of? I got the least of eyeballs. What else did it also give me though? It gave me a whole bunch of them because there was a bunch of bosses on this. So I could throw in lungs and I could throw in hearts, but do I need more lungs? No. Yeah, I mean, if one of my three, if that was the one that I had the least of, then yeah, I could choose that one. If it had given me only gold brains, hearts, and lungs, then I could select, the one that I have the least of. However, the one that I've got the least of is the eyes, so I'm going to select that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just not going to select any other. I'm just not going to select any of the other unique ones. And then what's that going to do? It's going to guarantee that I get eyes, and that is a really simple fix. So there's several maps that do this. We have the crypt map gives you what, 3 bosses. Another way that you can do it is with twined maps. Any twined maps is going to give you 2. And obviously, if you were to do a twined map on this one, you'd have 6. So you should probably be able to pick something that you're low on something like that. But there are other maps that have multiple bosses. I'm sick. I can't think very clearly, so I can't remember all of the maps. I could have gone through and looked up every single map, but I wanted to get this out there so that you guys can start thinking about this. So when you do have multiple options, you keep in mind, hey, I need eyeballs so that I can cash in on my metamorphs because the metamorphs are really good cash-ins. They take you less than a minute to kill, and my average, which I've now done probably close to 100, is like over an exalt average, which, I mean, granted, I'm playing almost exclusively tier 14 and 16, and I am playing completely exclusively tier 14, 15, and 16. So that may have something to do with my currency rates. So if you're not at as high of a currency rate, or if you're not at Awakener level 8, your currency may be a little bit lower per each one. And sometimes, yeah, I get 4 or 5 of them in a row that suck. But then sometimes I get 4 or 5 of them in a row that drop me dope loot. And my point is over a long average, they're very profitable. And for the amount of time that we invest in doing them, they're super profitable. Because if I could run just these for an hour straight, I'd make 60 exalts on average. So they're definitely worth doing. And how much do I have inside of my stash tabs? I've got almost an entire stash tab full of just brains. If I could run all those, um, a stash tab's what, 100 and 120? Well, no, 12 times 12, 144. So that would be 20, 28, 28 and 28. and 80% of one. So essentially, if I could run all of those, that would be like 28 extra exalted orbs I could add to my currency on average based on what I've already seen in profit from all of my metamorph encounters. Which I mean, around 100 ain't the biggest sample. So there's obviously going to be RNG is still going to be a big factor in a sample size that large. But that's my experience. Even if it's lower, even if you're only making half an exalt, you can get the point. 30 exalts in an hour, that's pretty good currency. So use this method, be proactive, pay attention to what your gold ones are. And then you have to decide, do I really want silver coins more than the eyes? Because you could wind up with some hard selections. There are some hard selections that I might be like, I'm just gonna go for those Legion incubators because, those can drop some really dope stuff that give me a lot of currency. Like the Legion incubators can drop me um, a six link, which with the new influences, which I'll get into how to make those six links that drop out of those become super valuable for you in future videos. I got a bunch of videos for you guys on how to start cashing in on the stuff that you get. But if you're already watching that series, I'm slowly updating you on things to tie in to make all your gameplay time more profitable. But this is going to make your game time a lot more profitable because you'll actually be able to cash in on those maps that you're speed running. So anyways, thanks for watching guys. Peace.